All right, I'm recording. So reason why I'm bringing this up is we didn't want to make, and I know this might sound weird saying, but we didn't want to make this too complicated when it comes to options with websites. Websites out there, when you buy websites, basically you can customize everything on there, and we wanted to make it very, very simple for you. So this header image can be changed. You know, you are going to get 5 pages that we have pre-built. So you're going to have a home page. You're going to have an about page. You know, this is obviously where we suggest you put a little bit about your history, your qualifications, maybe what you like to do, your services as well, like what you're going to offer, if it's massage or if it's PT or if you work on poor posture or chronic injuries. Just kind of gives anybody that's out there that has, if you're posting on Facebook or Instagram or newsletters, a website is very, very, very important. I talked to Jason this morning a little bit about this. And we've surveyed, and there's been studies with businesses out there that if you have it's like me walking into a business and saying, hey, I'm Brandon with PT Enhance. This is what we do. They always ask for a card. Like, hey, do you have a card? Like a business card. That's just a traditional way that businesses have done business forever, right? And same thing if you guys are on Facebook or you're on Instagram and you're posting and you say, hey, yeah, my name is Brandon and I've been in the fitness industry now for 15 years. You know, I work on you know, let's say maybe I deal with inflammation and chronic stress, and that's kind of my niche where I really like to focus on. If you guys want to know more information, you can go and check me out here, right? When you say here, where are they going to go? You know, they always go and try to find your website, because a website in the minds of any type of prospect or anyone, a consumer, means that you actually have a business. And I don't know the reason behind that, but it's just been statistically proven that people want to go and look you up and make sure you have a website. So that being said, we're one of the only platforms out there that provides the website for you guys. And we just wanted to make sure that the website, if you were to come to this website right now, it's not a lot of people are going to really go in depth on a lot of stuff in here. It's just going to say, oh, this is a real person. They're a real business, and they actually act like they have a business, right? And so we wanted to give you guys some pre-built web or templates here. So you have a homepage, about me, services, testimonials, and health tips. You don't have to have these turned on. If you want just a homepage, you can have just a homepage. You know, you'll notice there's a shop on here as well. So if you do want to sell your services and products and stuff like that on the front end, which means that someone doesn't actually have to be a client, you can sell your services. Or if you want them to book into your calendar, same exact thing. So if you guys want to put, and this is the reason why I want to bring this out today, is right now we understand with COVID that it's kind of going rampant again. People are shutting back down. Gyms are shutting back down again, especially here in California. A lot of the big gym chains now are closed. And a lot of trainers are getting back online again to do their online businesses. And just got to remember that you need to make yourself accessible. Now, if you don't want people booking in with you, then you can turn your calendar off. But if you guys were to put out something on Facebook, and I was talking to Jason this morning as well about this as well, is to start generating some leads. Look at Facebook, you know, look at Facebook Lives. It's a free platform. So is Google, what's it called? It's Meetups or Google Hangouts. It's free. And you can go out there and do live, you know, live one-on-ones with clients. And you don't have to have Zoom like I have. You don't need to have all these other paid, you know, GoToMeeting, GoToWebinar, all these other type of platforms. There's free services out there that you guys can use. Okay. So, this part of it, today's training, really, I just want to kind of go in what you're getting with PT Enhance. Okay. Now, if you have questions, please put that in the chat box so I can go over them. But I want to make sure you guys understand that you don't, for the shop and the calendar, you have to turn these on. Okay. So if I were to log back into my account, what you'll notice in here is a couple areas. For example, if you want to go in and say, hey, Brandon, all I want is a homepage, then it's really simple. Go into your website tab and right here, go to manage content. And you'll notice over here on the right hand side, you have all of these boxes that are checked. Okay, so for example, if you didn't want your about, your services or testimonials or any of that stuff on, you would just uncheck those boxes. Okay, so you would have just a homepage. Now, if you turn off everything, you're going to have just a login page. So I'll show you what that looks like real quick, because I do have questions about this all the time. Now, when you turn off all of these pages here, if I were to log back out, you'll notice you're just a login page. So for example, this is that thing I talked about before, is if you're on Facebook or you're on Instagram and you said, hey, I've been doing this for this long, go check me out at, whatever your URL is, ptefitness.ptenhance.com. And then when they come here, this doesn't really give them any information. Okay, so having the website turned on and having it customized to you and your business is very, very, very important. Now, we've just changed it to where when you sign up to PT Enhance, you actually have to turn on the pages, because what we found was trainers were just leaving those pages there and they weren't updating them. So a lot of the stuff that was on the pages wasn't relevant to the trainer. So we wanted to make sure that, especially on these calls, if you guys have questions on how to set those up, then we can help you with that. So for example, going back in, if you just signed up to PT Enhance or you haven't got a chance to go and turn your website pages on, all you need to do is log into your account. And once you're in here is we want to turn those pages back on. So that's going to be under the website tab, under manage. And let's say, for example, right now you want to turn on just your homepage. So just turn on just the homepage so you actually have some real estate, and then you can go in there and click on home. And once you click on the homepage right here, it's going to open up this main area. Now this main area is where you can change the name of the title from home to whatever you want. I always recommend this type of stuff here. I wouldn't really mess with. This is pretty standard across all websites. You do have a homepage. And then it's going to have your business /home. So people can always go back to the homepage. And then you have some meta tag information. I wouldn't worry about this either. If you guys do have someone that's doing your Google Analytics or SEO, you guys can utilize this, but you would need a custom domain anyway. So if you guys have questions, you can email me on that. But then you're in here, you have your pages, like your welcome page is going to have, some text. You can go in here and change this. Now you'll notice there's some formatting in here. So you can go in here and you can change up the formatting to move stuff over to the right, to the left. But how we have this currently for you guys is if you were just to say, welcome to you can just go in here and type your business name. So welcome to, whatever your business name is here. I'm just going to leave fitness, but you would put welcome to your business name. And then you can say establish the industry for however long you've been in business, put your name in there. And then you can go in here and really make some quick edits and some adjustments. So it speaks your business name. And then once you're done, right, we just hit save. Just hit save and continue editing. You'll notice on your website, if I go view on, give me 1 second once this loads. We click view on site and it's going to actually show just the homepage. Now you'll notice the shop and the calendar is still showing because I have those turned on, but I'll show you how to shut that off. But basically now, if you guys had just this real basic website, just this one pager has some links to your Instagram or Facebook or Pinterest or whatever, they can follow you on these certain channels. What's going to happen is if you're in a newsletter or if you're in Instagram or Facebook and you're posting, someone's just going to come check you out and go, oh yeah, they are a real business. They've been doing this for 6 years, and maybe this is a video of you telling you a little about you and your business and what you specialize in. This is only a one pager, right? There's not a lot to it. You can change up this image here to have a picture of your facility or whatever you want. But then once you're in here, right, let's go into like the about, go back to the manage page real quick. You can go back in here and edit all these. So I would go in there and turn your about page on, go in there and edit that information, your services, your testimonials. And then maybe if you want to give some health tips or some advice, if it's nutrition strategies, whatever it may be, you're just giving some information so people know that you're knowledgeable, that they can put trust into you, and that you know what you're doing. Okay. So just wanted to kind of go over this real quick. I know I've done this in past trainings, but you need to turn these pages on. Now we just switched this over like 2 weeks ago. So you might already have, if you've been on the system for a while, we did have the pages turned on, but just really wanted to encourage you guys to get in there and edit those pages and make them yours. Switch out the photos and change the text document, stuff like that. So it speaks you and your business, your name, how long you've been doing it, what you specialize in. And so that means that anyone that comes to that page is going to get a little bit of information from you. Okay.
We have a question, Brandon. That's a good follow-up to what you're showing right here.
Mm-hmm.
Once you set up your web page and people want to go and purchase a program or something from you, is it necessary to use a PayPal business account? Can you use a PayPal personal account? And what do you mean by reoccurring billing?
Okay, perfect. Yeah, so what you'll notice And the long way of saying is, yes, you need a business account if you want reoccurring billing, which means if I were to put a membership together, let's say, for example, I put something out on Instagram or Facebook or in a newsletter, or to my clients, say, hey, I'm going to be doing a weekly call, or I'm going to be giving away content every week. I'm going to be doing a video. I'm going to be giving away maybe a consultation or whatever it is. And in order for you guys to actually have access to me, you need to sign up for this membership. And the membership could be whatever, $100 a month, $200 a month, whatever you guys want to charge. What that would be is down here under services, it's going to mean that they're going to get charged every month. So reoccurring, you'll notice how you have monthly billing. Let's say that's that elite membership. What's going to happen is when someone buys this for $150, they're going to get charged every single month until it's canceled. So they can go cancel it. And then if they cancel it, you'll get notified as a trainer that, hey, Brandon just canceled his elite membership. Then you can go into the members area and then restrict access, deactivate them, or reach out to them and say, hey, Brandon, I noticed you deleted your elite membership. Is there a reason for that? Oh, well, maybe it was too expensive or whatever. You could work with them and, either reduce the price or work another option with them. But the packages, if you go into here and you create a package, you're going to have options to do different types of billing. So you'll see a single payment. So a single payment would mean if I sold up maybe program design, or if I sold an assessment or a consultation or a t-shirt or a hat or whatever, it's going to be a single payment. So when someone buys this, for whatever, say it's $175, right? They're going to be charged one time. Now, if you have just a PayPal personal account, you're only going to have single payment options. You won't be able to do reoccurring billing. Now, reoccurring billing just basically means, like, if I were to go back in and, like I said before, if I'm doing like an online coaching package, like where I'm going to be doing coaching, it's a 3-month package that someone's going to buy. What you'll see is there's some options in here is they can get charged every single month. So rather than this being let's say $997, I can break this up into 3 payments. So they're going to get charged every month, $333 for 3 months. Okay. So you only have these options for reoccurring, which means that PayPal is going to set up a monthly charge where they're going to charge a client based on how many months you set it up. If you don't have a business plan with PayPal, you won't have that option. Basically, everything you're doing will be one-off payments. So this would be an online 3-month coaching package, but it would be a single payment. And let's say it would be $997. Okay, so you could do that if you don't want to do reoccurring billing. This is just a single payment. But what you're doing, if you do have that business plan, is you're giving some more options for clients. Monthly payments versus single payments. Okay. Now, I don't know why PayPal does that. That's a PayPal thing. That's not us. The new platform that we're building, we're currently underway building right now. We are going to be moving over to Stripe. Stripe's got a lot more functionality. It's got better reporting. There's a bunch of stuff in there that is going to allow you to make your guys' life a lot easier. But PayPal owns Stripe. So they are basically the same company. But for whatever reason, PayPal has always been, if you have a personal account, all you can charge is single payments. And the only information that you need for the business account is a social security number or your tax ID. So that's really the only difference. And I think the reason why they do that is businesses, if you think about it, a business would be the only one that really be charging reoccurring billing, not a single person, right? So if you're out just a personal account, why would you be needing to charge people on a monthly basis? If that were the case, they kind of, in their eyes, deem that as a business. So you would need a business account. Okay. So I know I've kind of explained that a little bit, but it's nothing with PT Enhanced. That's strictly a PayPal thing. Okay. So, and whoever asked that question too, under PayPal, just remember, you guys, PayPal changes all the time. So what that means is they change up their websites. You'll notice right here, it's personal, send money, pay or return to shop easy with PayPal, or business. Now, when you set up the business account, you're putting out just the basic information, right? You want to set up your business account, and it's going to have an email address. So the only thing that you need in PayPal, or the only thing you need in PT Enhance, is when you sign up for your business, whatever that business PayPal address is. Okay, so when you set this up, it's going to ask for an email address, and whatever that email address is, you're going to actually put over here under settings, you're going to put that PayPal account email right here. And so what's going to happen is if you have two, let's say you have a personal account and you have a business account, and you put your personal account email address in here that's associated with your PayPal account, you're not going to be able to charge reoccurring billing. It's going to show the options in PT Enhance, but it'll give you an error when you try to set that up, because it's looking at this email address saying, oh, this is a personal account. So just make sure you sign up in PayPal for a business account. Like I said, when I called and talked to PayPal, I believe it was like 3 or 4 months ago, they only deemed the information that you need would just be as you were a business. So a business address, which could be your home address, your social security number if you don't have a tax ID, or your tax ID that you have registered with your state. Okay, so which would be a federal tax ID number. But that gives you all that information. They've changed up that form a few times already. So I don't want you guys to get too like overwhelmed on this side of it. Just go through these steps on setting up your business account. And once you're done, just use that email address, because it's going to ask you for your email address in here. Just use that email address and put it over here. And then once you click live payments and whatever currency you're going to be taking, and you hit save changes, what happens now on the back end is, even though you'll notice over your services and products and all that stuff, when you're setting up all this information, you're not setting it up in PayPal. It's setting up inside your PT Enhance account. What happens is, let me just show you, let me view on site. For example, if I wanted to do that elite membership, right? So if someone were to be buying this, they're going to click on this service, they're going to add to cart. And once they go through the checkout process, once they go through here, the next screen is all going to be PayPal. Okay, so all that information we're taking out of PT Enhance and we're sending it to PayPal. PayPal is going to charge that client. Now, if this is a monthly, which this is a monthly reoccurring payment, what's going to happen is PayPal is going to set this up. Whoever's buying this, the client's going to be set up on a monthly reoccurring payment option. So next month they're going to get charged $150. The following month they'll get charged $150. And depending how you set it up, if this is for 3 months, they'll only get charged 3 months and that's it. If this is reoccurring and you set this up for life, then they'll get charged every single month until you cancel it or the client cancels it. But you will get notified if they cancel. Okay, so hopefully that helps out.
It sounds like it did. And I know you've already said this a couple times, and I know that we've answered it for you, John, but PayPal, is it the only option? And as you said, yes, as of right now, but could you just say it one more time, B?
Yeah, so we've only integrated with PayPal because PayPal, you got to remember, you guys, our software is accessed all over the world. We have thousands of trainers using the platform in every different country. So PayPal has been the most trusted payment processor out there. And it always, survey-wise, everyone has a PayPal account. So PayPal is just the payment processing platform we've used. You'll look at most other platforms now have moved over from PayPal to Stripe. Now Stripe gives you just a little bit more functionality. So we will be integrating Stripe in the new rebuild, but Stripe is owned by PayPal. Okay, so PayPal understands, like, if you think about it, PayPal is really kind of that payment processor for individuals. So for example, anybody basically wouldn't have to go down and get a merchant account or nothing like that. Stripe's kind of taking on the other side of stuff where they're more business related. So that gives you some more statistics and outputs and analytics and stuff like that. So yes, we integrate with PayPal. We always have had very great success. The fraud protection protects you as the trainer. They're very, very good with that. But we are going to be moving over into Stripe in the new rebuild, just because it gives you guys a little bit more flexibility on analytics and reporting, stuff like that. But it's nothing to do with because PayPal isn't good or doesn't work. They still surveyed this to business owners and consumers last year, and I think it was like 93 or 94% of consumers all have a PayPal account. Now Stripe is not that way. Stripe, you don't have a Stripe account, you're just using a credit card. Okay, so people for some reason still have a lot of trust in PayPal, and it gives them access. They can log in and see their charges and all that good stuff. So, and then they have payment protection and all that stuff in there. So PayPal is just what we integrate with. We always have, and you'll notice if you go under your e-commerce area and you go into settings, you'll notice that it's only PayPal. You guys are gonna remember too, the new platforms currently underway being built. It's gonna look completely different. There's gonna be a lot more features in there, and it's gonna be all integrating with Stripe. Okay, so as of right now, though, yes, PayPal is the way to do it. We've had trainers that won't, and this is the problem that we have too, is we have businesses that have been using our software for over 13 years. They've been in business and they do not want us to move away from PayPal. So we got to understand that PayPal is one of the largest payment processors out there. And so us moving away from PayPal is not because it doesn't work. It's just because we want to give you guys as business owners some more output, meaning you can go and see all your subscriptions and you can see analytics on, it's basically a reporting deal that Stripe gives you a lot more reporting and more in-depth on how your business is growing and stuff like that. So, but yeah, hopefully that kind of explains it, and then if you guys are in here too with currency, I know I've had this question before. If you guys aren't finding your, your currency in there, just reach out to support because they add those. We just didn't want to add a bunch of them. We only add them based on, as you can tell, everyone that's added in here is because we have trainers in those countries using it, those currencies. Okay, so if you're not seeing your currency, just reach out to support and they will add it for you. That's a PayPal thing. So.
Right on. Ricardo asked a question, calendars. Can client book appointments from the home page? You could show them how to set that up. That'd be great.
Yeah, so Ricardo, that's a good question. So we just added this feature a couple months ago. And what you have to do, let me just get out of PayPal and this other stuff here. So first, what you need to do on your account, let me just click out of here, is under your calendar, go under settings, and you'll notice it says marketing site over here. Like you actually have to turn this on. So you won't have your marketing site calendar showing unless you turn it on. So you would want to turn it on and then hit save. And then what's going to happen is, let me just log out, I'll show you. And you guys do the same thing. If you're in here and you're trying to you're in your account and you're trying to log in, let me just show you as an example. If I'm logged in right now, so if you guys are logged into your account and you're like, oh, I want to go see what my calendar looks like on my website, right? You need to make sure, like if you go back to your site, you need to make sure that you log out of your account. Because if you go in here under calendar, you'll notice it's going to take you back inside your account. Okay. So I know I got a lot of people saying, well, I don't see what you see. It's because you need to log out of your account. Okay. So once you log out, you're actually going to see the calendar that your clients are going to, or potential clients could see. And let's click on that. And on the calendar, you'll notice on my calendar right now, there's nothing on here. Okay. So this doesn't give clients or potential clients a way to book in. Okay. There's just no way to do it. What you would need to do is you would need to put open appointments on there. So let's say, for example, and let's just do that real quick. Let me log back in. So if we go back to the calendar, we go under appointments. Let's go in here and let's create a new appointment. Let's say, for example, you want to put, and it has to be an open appointment. A standard appointment is not going to show as something that someone can book into. Okay, standard appointments are going to say, I'm working with Jason at 9 a.m. Let's just do that real quick so we can see this. I'm going to create a standard appointment real quick. So a standard appointment, it's going to be on my calendar, and this is going to be, let's say, let's say this is a nutrition lifestyle coaching and service credit. Just remember, if I'm creating this right now and I'm putting Jason on as my client, if I select service credit and I go throughout this and hit create, if Jason doesn't have the credits, it won't let me schedule the appointment. So I'm just going to put complimentary here. Complimentary is not going to have the system deduct any credits or anything like that. I'm going to put the start date. I'm going to do today. Today's Tuesday, and I want to do what time is it right now? 9. So I'm gonna do 10 a.m. and duration an hour, and I'm gonna say create. So I'm gonna create that appointment, and then I'm gonna create the open appointment. So let's say, for example, you guys wanna have, you guys are on Instagram or you're on Facebook or you're in your newsletters or text messages to your clients, whatever you're doing, saying, hey guys, I have an open appointment available to the first person that joins. This is how they're gonna join it, is by an open appointment. So I'm gonna go select my calendar. Now, what this means, if you guys have multiple trainers in your business, you can select what calendar you're gonna be putting this open appointment on, okay? But for this example, I'm just gonna put myself on my calendar. And let's say this is going to be a personal training session. Actually, this makes more sense probably to do, let's just do an assessment. And I'm gonna do complimentary again. Now, number of clients is gonna be one, so only one client can join. If you wanna have 2 clients join, you can put 2 on there. And then I'm not gonna select any clients. You could say, hey, out of these 5 clients, only 1 can join. That's how that would work. So I'm gonna select today's date again, and then let's do 11 o'clock. And then hit create. And let's just do one more. Another open appointment. And this is how you would do it. Now, if you want to, say, for example, in your business, you wanna offer this open appointment or someone to join at a certain time every single week, let me show you how to do that. You would go your account. Let's say this is going to be an assessment or a consultation. I can go complimentary, and let's put every Tuesday, let's say at 1 p.m. And I would go down here, reoccurring options. And I would say every Tuesday. Okay. And let's just say we can do this for, 10 times, or let's just say for 4 weeks or whatever. For 4 weeks. So every Tuesday for 4 weeks, hit create.
Perfect. I was just going to ask you to do that. I get that question all the time.
Yeah, and the reason why it's saying there's a conflicting time is because I have a, see how it says on my 1 o'clock, I have this booked out. This means it's my lunch. So I need to say, let's create that appointment and put it at, let's say maybe 2 o'clock. So the calendar is going to notify you and let you know that, hey, there's a conflict here, which means you're trying to put an appointment when you have scheduled for lunch or another appointment. So let's just do that. Assessment, complimentary. Let's do Tuesday, and I believe that was at 2 p.m. 1 hour, and let's do every Tuesday for 4. Let's just go 4 times. Okay, now what we'll do is let's log out and see what the client's going to. Now, when I say client, you guys can say, why we did it this way is you could tell clients that, hey, I have an appointment, an open appointment on Tuesday at 3 o'clock, one opening. So whoever joins it first can join it, and they can go right to your calendar and say, okay, well, it's right here. It's an assessment. I can join this right here. And they can join it. What's going to happen is if they're already a client, so let's, for example, join. I have to go actually put real quick. Sorry, guys. I forgot to do that. Once you create your appointment, you need to have your service packages in there too. So give me 1 second. We need to go into e-commerce and go under services. And you'll notice in here, I don't have any, I don't have anything set up for online coaching. I need to set up a service package. So let's create new. Let's just go consult. And this would be a consultation. Or were these assessments that I set up? Give me a second.
Yes, they're assessments.
Okay. So that's a good point for me bringing this back up, you guys. So when you're in here in the calendar, so I have a nutrition lifestyle. This is an actual closed appointment. I have 2 assessments I put on here, but you'll notice under my e-commerce section, I don't have any service packages set up. So we need to set those up. So let's go create a new package, and this is going to be an assessment. Let's go free. Let's do a free assessment here. And under assessment, and this is for reporting. So you guys actually have reporting on your assessments and stuff. And this is for an hour, and billing would be, let's say this is a single payment. I'll put $0 on this one because it's not going to cost anything here. And short, just put let's do this. And you would want to put in here a full description, what they're going to be getting, free assessment, whatever, and hit create. And you'll also, what I'm going to do, and I'll show you this here, just so this makes sense. So there's a free assessment. I'm going to click on these 3 dots. I'm going to hit copy and edit. So I want to copy this and edit. So I'm going to make a duplicate, but I want to do, like let's say 1 hour assessment. And this one's obviously going to be more. Let's just say this is 100 and let's just put $97. Okay. And please guys, when I put these numbers in here, this is just me throwing numbers in. So don't, you know, I had someone say, hey, well, I put $97 on my last one, and I'm just putting these as examples. Okay. So you guys charge what you guys charge. And then what I'm going to do here, I'm going to put 1 hour assessment. And then I would put, you know, 1 hour assessment, and then give a full description what they're going to be getting in that 1 hour. Hit save. And once this goes through, you'll now notice they're published. You want to make sure they are published. So yes, which means that they're live on the site. And now when I go out into, let's make sure that they're all showing on the site. Service packages are showing. Let me log back out. Now, if I go into the calendar and I were to join, so for example, this assessment, you'll notice how it's going to give a 1 hour, so they can join it, or they can do the free one. Okay. So for this example on this particular package, what's going to happen is you're giving it away for free, right? So they're going to select the free one. And if they're already a client, right, they would click here to log in, and that's going to take them right to their appointment page. So for example, if I clicked on this as a client, let me click on that and let me put my demo account. Hopefully I have the right password. Okay, so it's going to take them in here. And now when they click join, it's just going to join. It's basically not going to create a new contact or a client because they're already a client. So they can now click join, and it'll put them on that spot. Okay. Now, if they're not a client, like this is someone that you're putting stuff out and they want to become a client, this is what happens. They're going to come in here and they're going to click join. And if, let's hit buy product. And they're going to go through this checkout. So I'm going to go through the checkout process and show you. And first name, I'm going to put Charlie Murphy. And then I'm going to put email address. What's going to happen here is you're going to be added as a contact. This is free. So let's go put, let's just put Brandon's Fitness 80 at gmail.com. And then hit save. And then what they're going to do is basically put their information in. So Bill 2, Charlie. Now this is for you guys. This is going to be information that's going to be added to your account. Okay, so I'm going to put 123 Main Street. That's Carlsbad. Continue checkout. Phone number 760-677-677. It's not a real number, guys, just so you know. Hit continue checkout. And then what will happen, place order. Okay, so it's order success. So thank you for your order. What just happened is here's a link to the appointment that you've joined. Okay, so they're going to get notified, and let me show you the email that I got. So this is someone that's going to be joining, right, your free appointment. It's an assessment, right? So we're going to go into Gmail. And this is the first email they got. Okay, so what it did was they said it's going to welcome them to your business. It's going to give them their username and their password, right? And it gives them the link to log in. Because what's happening now is it created an account for them, but it also sent them this as well. This is their appointment. well, to give them kind of an order, right? Basically says, "Dear Charlie Murphy, thank you for ordering, your orders below. It's a free assessment," gives all their information. So this is kind of like their email letting them know that, hey, it's went through, it didn't charge you anything. And then what you'll notice too is they can now log into their account. Now, this is an appointment, so don't expect them to log into the account at all. It's just create an account for them. So what you'll notice on your end is if you go back into your account, so this is what it just did. So this took him, Charlie Murphy, this is Charlie Murphy's account, right? That we just signed up on. So he's like, okay, well, I don't know what this is. I was getting a free assessment. So don't expect this right here to be a huge, I would say, value add at this stage. What you'll notice is on your side as the trainer, you just got notified that Charlie Murphy has signed up for that free assessment. So once you're in your account, on your calendar, you'll see Charlie Murphy, right? And so with Charlie Murphy, let's go back in here, calendar. You'll notice Charlie Murphy right here. It's an assessment. So let's just go back to the dashboard because I kind of like using it this way better. So what you'll do with Charlie Murphy, and you need to make, that's why I was telling you guys in your assessment, you need to make sure really clear what they're going to be getting. If this is you're going to be calling them over the phone, or if this is something you're going to be doing over Zoom, or if they're coming in person, whatever that's going to be, you'll see right now that today you have an assessment with Charlie Murphy. Okay. And Jason's got two. He's got a nutrition lifestyle coaching, and he has an assessment at 11. So what you do here is you click on it, and it's taking you back into, let's go back into today's Tuesday. So you're going to go into that assessment. So there's no more spaces available. So you guys would then get a hold of, go in your members area, and you'll see Charlie Murphy in here. And then when you're in here, you guys can just go either give him a call or whatever you guys are going to be doing. Whoever asked that question, what's your process right now with this? Are you guys going to be doing live Facebook Lives? Are you going to be doing in-person stuff? What's kind of your sales process behind it? I don't want to be going too far down a rabbit hole and it's not what you guys were looking for. Was that Ricardo? Is that what you asked? Or was it John?
Yeah, it's Ricardo. While we wait for him to answer, can you go to the calendar as a client? I just want to show this as an example because trainers ask me it all the time. So as Charlie or whoever into the calendar, like you're going to book an appointment. And notice the tab right above your cursor there is month, week, and day. So if they want to schedule something a month out, since you set your calendar up to be reoccurring for four times, your client can go in and see that. You need to tell them that. Sometimes they don't always see that week and month tab up there.
Yeah, just remember too though, I'm in Charlie Murphy's account, but I'm under my calendar. If I want to book an appointment, I need to go to my trainer's calendar right here. And this is where you have your day, week, and month view. So for example, if I were in my trainer's calendar, today, Brandon has a scheduled appointment at 10. He has an open assessment. I can join at 11. And it says I'm already joined for the 2 p.m. Okay. So these request appointments, basically any client can go in their account and request an appointment with you. And they have to, basically it doesn't put them on the calendar until you approve it. Okay. So you're not going to get booked by people that you don't want booking into your calendar. Okay. So they can request, an assessment on a certain date, let's say on, Friday at a certain time, and then hit create, and then they'll get notified once you approve or decline it. Okay. But the point with this last thing that when I was showing you guys that is if you went in and said, you're doing a Facebook Live or you're on Instagram and saying, hey, I have an appointment. If it's going to be online virtually, which most people are doing now, you would say, hey, you guys are going to schedule that and I'll be calling you guys to set up your time at 2 o'clock, right? So at 2 p.m. or I'll be emailing you over a link to access our Zoom call. So I just kind of wanted to hear from Ricardo on what your process was behind allowing clients or non-clients to book into your calendar on your website.
So Ricardo wants to do a free consult, giving access for a client to do a real-time diary.
Okay. And what is is this going to be virtually? Like, is this something that you're doing online? Like kind of like what I'm doing right now, right? I'm showing you guys this online. Now, is this going to be online or is this going to be in person?
And Nick chimed in too on the chat box, and he wants to do online sessions. He'll do a Facebook Live for marketing. He wants to be able to book appointments and then have an in-person Zoom call. He came in late today, so he might have missed it, which, yeah, Brandon showed you a little bit of stuff. How do I show potential leads? What times I have available in my calendar, which is what we just basically went over.
Yeah. Nick, I'll go over that for you here just one second. Ricardo, did you, because I think this is very valuable on what you're trying to do. So
Zoom call for Ricardo.
Okay, Zoom call okay, perfect. So just remember this, you guys, like just because you in your mind think, okay, I'm gonna be doing it this way, like you need to give that information to a potential prospect. So when we went over to that calendar under the appointments, right, we created an open appointment right here. Let's say we can go back into this and we need to say, this is going to be appointment name is online assessment. And then we're going to put in, let's put in description. Let's go a Zoom live online Zoom call. You know, like 1 hour, let's say assessment or whatever it is. I'm just gonna put 1 hour call, and then say I will be, you know, you will receive after you register or whatever, right? So the reason why we do it this way, this and all future events, you'll notice this is an online assessment. So when someone goes in to join this, they actually have to be coming from somewhere, right? People aren't just going to go to your website. Actually, I take that back. It has happened, and we've had clients have to turn this feature off because they have people booking in and they don't want people booking into these calls. So most of the time, the only way someone's going to come to your website and book into these calls is because you're on Facebook or you're on Instagram or you're sending out a newsletter or a text message letting people know that you have an open appointment at a certain time. But you're also letting them know that's going to be a Zoom call. It's at 3 o'clock. And so once they sign up for this, and a lot of times, you know, if these are people that have not worked with you before, you need to kind of like let them know this process. And that could be an Instagram or a Facebook a video. Hey guys, this is Brandon with PT Fitness. I have a 3 p.m. or a 2 p.m. assessment that I'm offering. It's a 1 hour session. It's gonna be done on a live Zoom call. I usually charge $197 a month for each assessment, but I wanted to offer this out to my listeners or subscribers and give you an option to book into a free call with me to see how I run my business and see how we can work together. There's only one spot available. So here's a link that you guys need to click to get to this this link or whatever, right? And how that link looks is, let's go back out of here. The link that you provide is under the calendar, and you provide this link right here, you know? So you're gonna give them this link, this copy link, and you're gonna copy that and you're gonna put it in either the Instagram post, a Facebook post, a newsletter, or whatever. And so when they get here, they can see at 2 p.m., obviously it's already been taken. So there's no more spots available. So they can't book in. But there's 11 o'clock. Okay, so they can click on join. And then they would want to go to the free assessment. Now you guys can do the same thing with paid. So, hey, I just reduced the price from $197 to $97. And this is the only option they have. You'd want to take the free assessment out. Okay, you would unpublish the free assessment and just have the $97 one. Okay, so that's how you guys would do it. But just got to remember that anyone that comes to your calendar is only coming because you're pushing them to this particular page. Now, most of this stuff is done if you already have a client in the system. So we made this feature available like 3 months ago because we've had some trainers that were doing some marketing and they wanted to open up some spots on the calendar to bring new people into their business. Okay. Now, if you guys are doing this on the other side, which means that you actually already have clients and they're in your system already, then that's just a message that you send out inside here. And you can shoot a message out to everyone, letting them know that, hey, you have an appointment available. Create a message and saying, hey guys, you can send it to a group or individual clients, right? You can go to a whole group of clients, or you can go into individual clients, let them know that you have an appointment available at 3 o'clock. Okay, so I think, Ricardo, what you're trying to do is you're trying to do this on social media to get kind of people into your business, right?
Yes.
Yeah, so that's how I would recommend it. Just remember, when you're setting up your calendar, you give them that information, because when they book into it, they need to know what they're booking into. And then obviously once they book in, right, you're going to see them. So if I go to my calendar now, so calendar, appointments, I know if I go to my week view, I know on here I have a assessment with Charlie Murphy, okay, at 2 o'clock. And so this assessment with Charlie Murphy basically is letting me know that at 2 p.m. I gotta send Charlie Murphy his Zoom link, which I got notified too. Let me show you that real quick on what it looks like, just so you know, because we don't want to give you guys someone signing up and you don't know they signed up. So you'll see this right here. So this says Charlie Murphy joined your appointment assessment, right? So a new client, Charlie Murphy, has joined your appointment from 2 to 3. Okay, so 2 to 3, all I have to do at this point then was I would go into my account and say, okay, go to my members area and find Charlie Murphy. So let's just say I go to my member list, I see Charlie Murphy in there. So I'm just gonna send Charlie a message and say, create new message, and say Zoom link, and then Charlie Murphy, wrong group, and say, hi Charlie, you know, and we do have a new feature that we're putting out that does this automatically for you, but it's not gonna be out. I didn't wanna bring it up today because it's they're testing it right now. But so, hi Charlie, thank you for signing up, or whatever, right? For signing up for the free 1-hour assessment. Here is your link to join our live call, right? Join our live Zoom call. And then obviously you go into your Zoom and you would paste that link in here, right? So for example, let me just show you. I go into my Zoom account and let me post it in real quick. I'm gonna go copy, and so Zoom call. So there's my Zoom link, right? And what you can do too is I would take it here and I could put the link in this way and hit okay, and that just makes it a link. So when he gets this at 2 o'clock or whatever, you can send this out right now, or you can schedule it to go out at a certain time. Once you hit send, he's gonna get notified. And so let me just go into the members area. You guys, if this is not making sense, please let me know. Like, I've been using the software for 3.5 years now, so this is, I go fast through it now. So if I'm logging in as a client, I'm just pretending I'm logging in as Charlie Murphy. Charlie Murphy just got notified. Actually, let me show you that too. So this is the email Charlie just got. So hey, hello Charlie. Hi Charlie, thank you for signing up for the free 1-hour assessment. Here's your link to join our live Zoom call. So he can actually click on this link and takes him right into the Zoom call, or he can go into his messages area, which is here, and he can access it through there as well. So I'm actually logging in as Charlie Murphy right now, and you'll notice it has the message here and says, hey, thank you for signing up, and then he can click on the call. So it gives them the information. So if he were to click on this, right, it's gonna then take him in to a Zoom call, which I'm already on one. So, but that's how that works, okay? So I just wanted to show you guys that, make sure when you have people signing up, you're going to get notified as a trainer. It's going to come to your email address. It's also going to come into your dashboard as well. So if you guys had your dashboard open, which I know most trainers do, they just leave their dashboard open. Just remember you refresh. So for example, if I had my dashboard open right now, right, and I leave, I'm doing whatever I'm doing and I come back, I'd need to refresh this because it's obviously, we're a web app. So you need to refresh it and then it's going to give you your updated information. But you'll notice in here, it's giving you Charlie Murphy here. Purchase has been made. It gives him his email address. So you have all of his information. So if you want to call Charlie Murphy and let him know, give him the email, or rather than email him, you want to call him, it gives him his phone number, his information, says a free assessment. So that's how that works. Does that make sense, Ricardo? Is that kind of what you're asking? I know I go off on tangents, guys, because I have all these ideas running through my head. So.
Ricardo said perfect. Nick has a question on top of that. Where does he have clients sign contracts for initial payment and set up recurring payments?
Okay, Nick. So we don't set up contracts. I mean, your contract would be if you want to put we have questionnaires in there. We have a consent form and authorization. If you want to create your own, you can create your own form. But when it says contracts are basically a contract in our system would say that, well, what do you currently use right now? Like, when you mean contract, is it more of like an authorization for them to work with you? Because if they're actually buying the package, they're going through PayPal, and that's a contract through PayPal. So basically they're buying whatever package you're offering. It's going through PayPal, the money goes in your account. And then from there, you have to honor whatever that contract was. If it was 3 months of coaching or whatever, it's done that way. What do you mean by a contract though? Like a, Nick, are you writing?
Yeah, I think he's right. And he wrote another question too. We've seen people come across this where they send out questionnaires and assessments forms to a client. And I'm assuming it's as like an automation or something of that sort. And he sent out 5 forms, and his client got notified. Every time you send out a form, your client gets notified to let them know to go check their email, but they got notified 5 different times.
Yeah, and that's, you guys, you got to understand that our system is based on notifications. So if you send a health and fitness form to a client, right, and it doesn't notify them, they'll never know they got a health and fitness form unless you picked up the phone and called them and said, hey, just let you know, I just sent you a health and fitness form. Please log into your account. So our system is notification based like any other system. If you decide you're going to send a bunch of email or you want to send a bunch of stuff to a client, just remember that if you send them a video or an audio or a program, or you make an adjustment to the calendar, like their appointment, they're going to get notified. I do think though, let's say for example, if I were to send, if I were to send these 4 forms, 1, 2, 3, 4, if I send these 4 forms to a client, let's say for example here, the Charlie Murphy, let's hit assign. Let's go to Charlie Murphy and frequency. Actually, I'm going to do this daily, just one time. Start date, Tuesday, end date, Tuesday. So some of these have frequencies in it. That's why you'll notice it's going to give you a frequency. So if you want them doing certain things, I think that's the diet, exercise, and sleep diary. So if you want them to do that every single day, then you can, that's why you're getting a frequency tab there. So let's just, let's not do that frequency. Let's do this one. A lot of people get confused with that. You'll notice now there's no frequency in there. I want to send this to Charlie Murphy and hit assign. So there's, look like there's 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, let's look at Charlie Murphy now. My email. Okay, so if you notice in here, if I assign them all together like that, he only got 1 email, 1 notification. And it says your trainer has assigned the following questionnaires: medical history, pain, discomfort questionnaire, health and fitness goals, and how to eat, move, and be healthy. So it's going to tell them to log in. So that's one way if you guys want to send multiple things to clients. That's how that works. Now, what Jason's mentioning, that was me manually doing it. So if I had, let's say, same thing under resources, if there's a bunch of resources I want to send to a client, let's say, for example, I have videos and audios and stuff like in here. We have resources in here too for you. But let's say, for example, if I were to send, creating a harmony video and I assigned it to a client, right? This is a one-off deal, and I hit Charlie Murphy and I hit assign. What's going to happen is he's going to get notified that that video, creating harmony video, has been assigned to him. Okay. But if I want to assign 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 things, right? He's only gonna get notified one time, but it's gonna let him know that diet tuning, fine tuning your diet, how to listen to pain teacher, hydration, and key marketing tips has been assigned, and it will tell them where to access those videos. So just remember, if you're doing something once in the system, sending one thing, there's gonna be one notification. So for example, let me go and I'll show you what Charlie Murphy just got. It says new educational resource. So let me share that. New educational resource has been assigned to you, right? Hi, Charlie, your trainer, whatever your trainer name is, has assigned the following educational resource, creating harmony. Please log in to view the resource in your education library. So if you were to click on this, it'll take him right to this video. Okay. Now, if I go back over here and I assign 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 videos and hit this 3 dots up here and hit assign to client or group and select Charlie Murphy, hit assign, then what's going to happen is he's only get notified one time that there's been 5 videos assigned to him. Does that make sense? So rather than them getting a resource or getting a notification of 5 videos, it's going to let them know that there's been 5 videos assigned in one message. Does that make sense?
To me, it makes perfect sense. Nick did write back to answer your question. He plans to use right now as a written form of a contract that they can sign with a mouse or via computer. He wants to be able to send them a copy of the contract they sign so they know when payments are coming out.
Okay, so okay, let me address that here in 1 second. So guys, just want to finish up on that bulk assign. You'll notice Charlie got a message saying he got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 videos, and he can log in. So just want to give you guys, just to finish up on that question, and Nick, I think I can address yours here in a second. Just remember, anything in the system, if you want to assign multiple things, right, you have an area up top where you can assign a bulk assign, and you'll only get notified one time. If you just do one right here, they're going to get notified every single time you do that. Okay, same thing with the automations. If you guys are setting up automations and you have the automations sending out stuff on day 0, and it says 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, they're going to get notified every single time. Okay. So Nick, you want to put a form together, and that form basically is going to say, hey, just FYI, you're getting charged for your monthly subscription. Is that, what happens if they say no? I'm kind of missing that, because you'll notice if you set up a reoccurring billing with PayPal, PayPal does send them a receipt as well as your store. It's going to say, hey, you just got charged, whatever, here's your receipt for your 3-month package, and it gives them however many they have remaining left. Now, if you want to set up a authorization form or some type of contract saying, before you buy this 3-month package, you need to sign this document, you can do that. I've never had anybody ask that before, so I'm trying to wrap my brain around how to do it. We do have a consent form and waiver. So let's say, for example, you want to copy this. Let's go copy and edit. And let's say this is a authorization or contract. Let's say auth form and, maybe contract waiver or something like that. I don't know. Something you would just create whatever you want to call it and hit save. And then once you're in here, you'll notice you want to change your logo, put your business logo on there. You can, find a logo and put your own logo on this form, because we do have PT Enhanced logos on them. But you can put your own logo on there. And then what you'll do is on the next message, sections area, is you can go into here, for example, and say, you know, contract, or let's say whatever this contract was. Let's say program. Let me go back in here, guys. Sorry. Let's go contract. And I would do this. We did this on the previous video. I would copy all this stuff out of here and open up like either a text box or a Google Doc. So let's just do that real quick. Nick, do you have a form that you already have created, or do you want to create your own? Like, do you already have basically the verbiage in there? I'm just going to open up a Google Doc, guys, so you guys can see how to do this. Nick wrote, I think Nick wrote in, what did you say? Nick?
He already has a form created.
So you already have it created, just not in the system. You want to use it, you want to upload it to the system, is that what you're saying? So anyways, if you already have a form created, I'm just going to show you basically what this form would look like. So if your form is in Google Docs, which most people's that I've ran across, they all use Google Docs or some type of here. I'm gonna go.
Yes, that's what he's saying. He already has it created, just not in the system.
Okay, perfect. So let's just say, for example, I'm gonna use this in here as a no highlight. I'm gonna use this as an example, guys, because I don't have a contract. So I'm just gonna put, you know, like put contract here, and however you guys are doing this. Oh, my mouse is doing some weird stuff right now. So you can put a contract together, and then you could, this has all your information, right? So say PTE Fitness, and I don't want this to be red. We leave this red so you guys know you need to change this. So we want this to be black. So you would fill out all this information, right? This contract is between you and me, basically stating this is a 3-month program, whatever, right? So you have all that contract information in here, okay? Once you have it, I'm just gonna select all. So copy, I'm gonna go select all and copy it. And then I'm gonna go back into that form that we just copied, right? And then I'm gonna delete everything out of there. And then you'll notice there's a little paste from Word or paste from document. I'm just gonna paste that in there, hit submit. And that's gonna put the contract in here. And I wanna go in here and just basically, once we do this, get rid of that. And then hit save. Let's see what it looks like. Now you obviously want to do some more formatting, but so here's like what the contract is, right? Like here's your contract information, blah, blah, blah. And then you would have a little signature field down here at the bottom. Now we already have a signature field in here. So all you need to do is make a copy, which I guess I can show you how to do that too. Let's say, so this would work. I have read the foregoing waiver and release of liability and voluntarily executed document with full knowledge of its content. So what they would do is they would sign, so you could click on this little pencil and they could sign it that way. And then the date field, they would just type in the date field here and just put like 6/21/2020, and then hit back on the text field again, and it puts that in there. Print the name, same thing. Let's put Brandon. And make sure they click on the text field again. So that's how the form would work. They could sign this. But Nick, a lot of times you're just for consent forms. I don't know if this would really work for if someone's gonna buy I guess you could do it that way. Let me think the easiest way for you to do that. So let's just say that form is what we want. And Nick, I can send you a video on how to do this. But let's just save this, and I'm going to go back into my forms, my assessments and questionnaires. So this is going to be a questionnaire, and I need to go into my saved because I need to publish this. So this is that off form and contract waiver. So I'm going to click these 3 dots and hit publish. And then I'm just going to put it in my consent forms, hit yes. So what's going to happen now is if I want to send this assessment out, so say for example, Jason wanted to buy, you know, and this is the only thing I don't really know how to wrap my head around, because if somebody wants to buy a package from you, they're going to buy it through your store. They're just going to buy the package, and they go through the PayPal checkout process. You get the money and it's done. If you say, hey, like you can't buy this package until you sign this form, then you would basically not be able to give them that. You have to unpublish the package in your store and then send them the assessment. So I guess you could do that, but I go into consent forms, and then that one we just did, that authorization form and contract waiver, you would just click the 3 dots and hit assign and assign it to a client. And let's say I assigned it to Charlie Murphy, and then once you assign it, he gets notified, he fills it out, you get notified once it's completed. And then once it's completed, then I guess you could send them over a link to buy the package. But is that how you currently do your business now, or are you looking more for liability standpoint? And just be transparent, guys. I'm not an attorney. This isn't legal advice. It's just more of, that's why another question you guys have asked why we use PayPal, because PayPal is setting up all that information. That's all done through PayPal. So someone did sign up for a 3-month package. They're basically going through the PayPal process and authorizing that charge. So I don't know if you'd actually need to do the auth form, Nick, but
That's where I was a little confused too, but yeah, I just wasn't 100% sure. Nick did say it would be great to see the video. I'm assuming on the consent form and forms that you talked about sending to them.
yeah. So Nick, just back to what I was saying, you'll notice on your e-commerce shop, once you're in here and you create your packages. So for example, if this was a 3-month package that we just set up, I have a couple in here that I've done. Let's say this is an online coaching 3-month package. Once you set this up, you'll look at like view on site, that 3-month package right here. Once I click on it, this is the link right here, right? This is the link. You can copy this link. And this is what you can put on Facebook or Instagram. People come to this coaching, they come to this coaching package and they add a cart and they go through that checkout process through PayPal. And once they go through that, they're authorizing that this charge. I mean, they're setting all this stuff up on their own. And then once they do, you'll notice over here, depending on what came in this online coaching package. So let's say this was a 3-month. This is a 3-month package. They're going to get 4 hours of credit every month for online coaching. So they're going to get, the system's going to give them 4 hours of credit, which means that if you have online coaching time slots that they can or request, they'll only have 4 hours that they can request for the month. But this is going to be a 3-month package. So within 3 months, they're going to end up getting 12 credits, if that makes sense. So I've never had anybody ask me to create a form for someone to buy a package, because that's kind of done through PayPal. PayPal is going to notify them, let them know that they've signed up for a recurring 3-month package, and they can cancel at any time if they feel like they did something out of whack. And if that's the case, you get notified as a trainer. But like I said, I haven't had anyone ever out of 3.5 years tell me that has happened. But for example, if someone bought this, got 4 hours and then refunded, you'd get notified. And then all you would do is you'd go into whoever bought this account. You could either turn them off, like go into the member. For example, if I said it was Jason that did that, or Kate, let's say Kate did that, she bought it and then canceled. I could just go into Kate here and deactivate her. So deactivate her. She no longer has access to the software anymore. And doesn't lose any of her information. She just goes in inactive. I can upgrade her at another time, say maybe she wanted to use a different card or whatever. But you can also go into under Kate, let's just reactivate her. And then once you go back in here, you'll notice under the calendar, all of your service balances. So if she did get that 4-hour credit, which let's just pretend test just got the 4 hours, because I don't have Kate in here, but let's say he bought that 4-hour, this thing right here, he bought that online coaching package and got 4 hours, right? Let's just say Tester did. He bought this right here. He bought that online package and then refunded. All I do is go into change client balance. I'd go to test. And then I would say error correction. And then amount taken. If it was money, I could put the money figure in there. It was $333, so I could take $333. I'm going to put 0 for now, but it was for the whatever it was. Let me go back into here. Sorry, guys. This is personal training, but let's just pretend it was personal training. I would be able to manually adjust that. So test. and let's say error correction, and transaction was personal training, but it wasn't. And then say we want to debit 4 hours. Okay. So, and hit confirm. And what's going to happen now is test your test. We just took those credits back away from them. Okay. So I know that was a long way of saying if someone buys this online coaching package and they refund, you can go back in and manually take those credits away from the client. Okay.
He says, fantastic on 3-month package. He understands now. It was a great example, and he understands how to use this form. If he needs anything else, he'll email you.
Yeah, email me. We have actually email support at PT Enhance because they have videos on how to do that. I just be honest with you guys on the call. I don't do a lot. That's why when I get into forms, I don't do a lot of form building at all. Support does. So I'm a little, I mean, I know how it works, but if you said, hey, Brandon, can you go over how to build a form? I'm not the best guy to do that. So creating a new form, right? You can go in here and you can create a new form. Support does this all day long. So they have better videos on how to do that than I do. So a lot of times I try to steer away from this because I don't play around in the forums a lot. But the new platform is going to be visual builders and stuff. So making forms and all that stuff is going to be super easy. Same thing with questionnaires and assessments and logs. So I'll be would love to go over that when that gets done that way. But for right now, yeah, Nick, if you have any questions, reach out to support. They'll shoot you a video. But yeah, I wouldn't look at sending any type of. This is just my personal opinion. When they go through that checkout process through PayPal, they're basically authorizing that charge, and PayPal does send them, information, their receipt and the monthly receipt for the 3 months, and then once they're done, it lets them know they're no longer being charged. Okay, but you do get notified. We went over this I think 3 or 4 months ago. Someone asked if someone canceled. You will get notified. You'll go to your dashboard right here. If someone cancels, you'll get notified right in this area and to your email saying, Jason canceled that, whatever. So you can go in and close that down. Okay. The new system, a lot of this stuff will be automated, but for right now, this is how we do it. So, all right, guys. Was there any other questions you guys had? I know we went a little longer than an hour. So is there anyone that have any questions?
Right now, the board's all cleaned up.
Cool. All right, guys. Well, hey, thanks. Sorry for going long on this one. If you guys have any questions at all, please let me know. Next Tuesday, 9 o'clock, same time. I don't know if Vanessa, is she still on here? Yeah, Vanessa, do you have any questions, Vanessa? I know Nick or Will reached out to me yesterday and wanted to make sure you are all sorted out. I know there's a lot. Just remember, you guys, there's a lot in our system. Our feature set has more than most platforms, and I realize that there is a lot in here. And the reason why we've done that is we don't want you to go out and have to have 4 or 5 different other softwares. So I understand that this can get overwhelming. So if you guys have questions, like I said, please let me know. That's why I do these calls, are for you. So if there's anything in here, we try to just do it bite by bite. And you'll notice too in the system under support videos, if you click on support videos right here, I am updating this all the time as well. So for example, getting started, setting up your app, turning on your marketing site, which I talked about today, all these videos I've updated. So for example, adding a profile image, you just click on it and it walks you through how to do that in the new system. Okay. So I am updating these. So that form that we talked about, Nick, too, I'll have that in here, how to create a form. I'm gonna have them put that in there. So this is a resource you guys have, but if you have any questions, hey, Brandon, if you have a video on this or have a video on that, like I just added one on how to create a landing page, which is down here. Creating a landing page is in there as well. So, but the questions that you guys ask me, I start creating videos and I'm uploading them in here so you guys have resources. Okay. So this is a little bit more structured than having to watch an hour, Facebook live video of maybe a certain question that you could get just by going over here. Okay.
There's also the search bar in the support area too that helps out with screenshots.
Yeah. So the other area, like Jason's saying, is, and they're updating this as well. So if you go help desk, that there's some areas in here too. So some people like videos, some people like more of kind of like, say, for example, how to that, see how this is old? This is the old platform. So they're updating all these new articles for you guys right now. But you know, I'm a video guy, so I do all the videos. So I don't handle this side of the stuff. But if you guys have any questions, please reach out to support or me, and I'll go over these live every Tuesday. But when I find something you guys are asking over and over, then I'm just going to create a video and show you guys that, so you guys can fall back on that. Okay. But all right, guys, thank you for your time. Let me make sure right before I chat. Yeah, Vanessa, I totally understand what you're saying. It does get overwhelming. I would just take it bit by bit. And if you want, I would reach out to Will too. And I know he has some stuff that he's working on with you. I would just take it bit by bit and say, you know, first thing to do on anything in the system for you guys who are listening is you have to add a client to the system first. So if you don't add a client to the system, basically you can't create programs for them. You can't do anything. So the first step is obviously adding a client. And then I would always just recommend Vanessa do the same thing, like go into the members, hit add client or contact. And then I would go in and put active client and then put your name in there, put Vanessa, and then put maybe demo as a last name, and then use a different email address. So don't use the email address you use to log into your PT Enhance account, use a different email, and then just go in there and create a program for yourself as a demo client and kind of see how everything works, because you guys need to know what your client's going to experience. Okay, that's with any kind of software. So if you guys are building a program for a client, you need to know what they're going to see on the app. You need to know how this process works. So I always recommend setting up a demo client, and you'll start getting notifications and you're like, oh, that's how it works. So if I send a client this, they're going to get this email. And then if they click on the link, it's going to take them into the client area, and they can access the program, or they can access the audio or the video, or they can schedule an appointment. So just kind of go through it that way. And if you guys do have questions on that, just let me know. And I can, maybe next week we can kind of go over what the client experience is. But I'm here for you guys. Like I said, this is, if we need to do these more than once a week, please let me know. I can do more. But I only do this stuff based on your guys' feedback. So if there's no questions, then I'm not going to go over anything. If you guys aren't asking for, you know, support or any of this stuff, then I'll just make videos and you guys can go and log that way. But I do think that these are valuable. I'll be bringing you guys on to, I think next week we can start bringing case studies. So if you guys have questions, I'll just bring you on live and we can go through that way if that's something you guys are interested in. If you are, reach out to me, let me know, and I can bring you on. Brandon at ptenhance.com. But until next week, guys, you guys have a great week, and I will see you guys on next week's live, 9 o'clock. All right, guys, cheers.